All right. Let me hear my sound there. All right, all right, all right. Oh, what's up, Savage? Yeah, so wait to see if J-Dub is going to be able to make it. I sent him the invite. So, yeah, hopefully we can go ahead and get it done for you guys. So, with Savage, what about, oh, did you change your avatar? The different looking avatar. How about, what's up, Samuel? How about all that stuff Matt's Gaming was going through today on Twitter? So, what's going on, Stardust and O-Dog? Yeah, I'll send the invite out here. Let's say it's Saturday night. I'm trying to get it done here. Just going to talk about the J-Dub's got the RTX 20 Ti. I was going to ask him about it. Ask him his thought on September NPD and Paris Games Week. I don't know if you all know that's going on. I was going to talk about that and give you a Red Dead review. Oh, it's your screenshot. Now, is that with the RP? That's an RPG. So do you get to create your character, or is it just another character? Is it part of the lineage, or what's that? So, what's up, Vieratron? Viera, you have a fan. A gentleman wanted to say that he enjoyed the show that we were able to do Friday. So, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And he was asking about the house that you were talking about. He didn't know if it was in Northern Cal or Southern Cal. So yeah. So, but what's up? We can talk a little bit. So I'm gonna give J-Dub a few more minutes to get in if he can. So yeah, not like a stalker type of thing, but he actually was interested in the topic. So and was just like, hey, what's happening? So let me do one more invite here. And so yeah. Well, I just think what it sounds like. What's up, Sick Humor? What it sounded like to me was that he was saying that because they're able to do 4K native with less power, that he's J-Dub said he's about to jump on. Okay. So with less power, it sounded like he was saying that Mark Cerny, and I said, well, how can Mark Cerny be wrong when clearly what Cerny is talking about, let me come back on here, what Cerny is talking about was that AMD got all the PlayStation. Cerny had an article that said that he thinks it takes 8 T-flops for all games to be negative. So AMD tested that theory. This is a theory. So, what's up? It is JDUBCITY. Did you shut the door behind you?
I did. What's going on, Craig?
Man, doing good, man. Always good to hear your voice. I heard you earlier today. I just want to say this real quick for everybody. If you want to know what happened with everything, go to Next Gen 720's podcast. We did a podcast about 4.5 hours ago. J-Dub was on there. We're not going to bring it up here tonight. We got our subjects lined out. He was able to go out and get the 2080 Ti, not one but two, like my LeBron James voice, and he's got experience with it. So I'm interested in that because that's something that I want to work up to eventually. Because I got the Ryzen CPU, and so then I was going to ask you about your experience with Spider-Man. Because man, we hadn't talked to you in a while. And
yeah, it's been a minute, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, you've been busy. Well, you was on the streets.
Oh yeah. Nah, you know how that is, man.
Yeah. And in Paris, I don't know if you've been following into Paris Games Weekly. Sony, is it Ben that did the Days Gone?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, they're having huge success overseas as far as the demo, and people are enjoying it. So yeah, there's more stuff. Of course, it's about Halloween time. Got to ask which everybody's going to go out and trick or treat, ask what your favorite candy is. But yeah, so shout out to you, Vieratron, again. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to the podcast I did with Vieratron on Friday. She told a couple ghost stories.
Nice. I'm going to have to go and check that back out.
Yeah, so she's thinking about she's thinking about starting a podcast, thinking about it. So I want everybody to kind of, just kind of listen to her, and she's open to critiquing, and things that can be done better. So she's on the fence, but so this positive critiquing is what we're doing here. So but she's even got a fan there. What's up, Ryan, the professional? So all righty, let's get into it. This is the PORCHlyTE podcast. Got the special guest JDUBCITY like we used to back in the day. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit here. It's a PORCHlyTE podcast. We won't be here long. I see Texas is getting their butt kicked by Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
So, but it's early. It's early. They got a good coach, Tom Herman. He'll make the proper halftime adjustments. So,
yeah.
But yeah, well, man, what's going on, man? How's your family doing?
Everybody's doing good, man. Can't complain.
All right. So now I heard you're playing the Red Dead game. What is are you about an hour, maybe 2 hours into it? What do you think?
I'm about maybe 3 hours in.
All right. So what's your early impression? Of course, we're not judging the game. We're just because I'm about at the same point. I'm about 3.5 hours in.
Yeah. I like the game. I mean, it's Red Dead. We knew what to expect. We knew it's Red Dead. It's kind of hard to put in terms. So it's everything that we thought it was going to be, and more. There's some surprising thing. Again, it's Red Dead. I mean, I don't think I can state that enough, right? We knew Rockstar do what Rockstar does, and that's make great games. So to say that this game is highly rated and is good, I mean, why is that such a shocker? They are one of the premier developers in the industry.
Yeah.
So Rockstar is right up there with Naughty Dog, Guerrilla Games, and Bethesda, and and stuff like that. I'm still on the fence about CD Projekt Red.
Yeah,
they have to get more games under their belt before they can go in the ring with the big dogs.
Yeah, I agree, and they have to tell us why their game is called Cyberpunk. I mean, there ain't nothing punk about. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying I need a reason. It's like the Walking Dead TV show. I never watched it because they never told you why the dead was walking. They just never explained it. It's like, what days it started happening? So it's like, no, that's not. I mean, at least the movie World War Z, they tried to explain it.
Yeah,
what really happened, where Patient Zero was, and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So they did the movie. Of course, they glossed it, but I love World War Z. That's because if I'm directing a zombie movie, I'm like, the zombie should move like that, So yeah. But
I think so far in, man, it's the game is opening up for me, so it's a lot of stuff to do. You can tell going forward, once you're deeper in the game, there's going to be even more stuff to do. So here's the thing, I'm playing it on the X. I got it on the PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
So I played it on the X first. I got about 3 hours in. Now I'm starting the PlayStation version from scratch, and I'm going to get about 3 hours in. So I'm just going to kind of play them in tandem like that.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't blame you. Is it a gigantic difference that you're seeing so far?
It's not as much as the biggest difference of an Xbox versus PS4 version of a game that I've seen was Shadow of War. That was clearly a night and day difference with those 4K textures. I mean, I'm not going to deny that game made the PS4 Pro version look like a PS3 game. That's how big of a difference that was.
Yeah.
This game here wasn't that big of a difference to me. And keep in mind, I'm running them both in 4K mode. I'm playing them on 4K OLED TVs.
Yeah.
So again, I'm trying to get my digital foundry on, and the X version looks great. The Pro version looks great. You can tell that the X version is a little bit sharper in resolution, but
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah, to the average eye, it's the same thing. And
yeah,
hey,
there's more detail on their textures, like on his coat, and when
yeah,
they zoomed in, I'm like, oh well, yeah, you can clearly see the difference. And it's like when they zoomed in, like
but you got to realize, Craig, right? You're playing it on the TV. You're not zooming in with a magnifying glass or 400% like Digital Foundry.
correct.
So unless you go in on your TV and zoom in with that zoom that's there,
Right.
most people won't be able to tell that big of a difference. So I mean, but if it comforts people to know that they're playing the best, then get it on the X, and then whenever it comes out on PC, then get it on PC. If
Yeah.
if that makes the difference. But if you're a PlayStation or PlayStation 4 Pro guy, just get it on that one and enjoy it. I mean, I wouldn't go out and spend $500 just to play this on the X. When you take those $500 and buy a crap load of exclusives. So that's just my take.
Yeah. Well, my word for the PlayStation community was a word that people have been saying since, I guess, mid 2014, which is wow. I don't know how many times when I played the last that was remastered in 2014, I was like, wow, this is, because I bought that game skeptic, like, okay, because I had a 360 at the time, and I'm like, there's just no way this game is what people say it was. Okay, they're talking about groundbreaking and all, and I was an hour and a half into that game. I said, you know what? This is one of the best. I said, wow, this is one of the best games I've ever played. So yeah, but we've been able to say that in the entire. I mean, when I played Horizon Zero Dawn, I said, wow. Even when I played Mass Effect, based on what it looked like, I'm like, wow, this does look good. I've said to people, that's the thing, is that when you have been able to say that and they haven't, that's a lot of the issue. So the whole thing with Red Dead is like, shout out to Randall Thor. He just did a video where it's titled Red Dead 2. I'm paraphrasing because he just put it up. It's Red Dead 2 justifies the purchase of the Xbox X. That's the problem. They're still trying to justify why. To me, just go to the store. I don't care if you got, like I said, paint fences, mow lawns, whatever. Work that extra 5 hours overtime to go get the machine. Now, today, I can officially announce I am X-less. A woman who has a special needs, her son has special needs. And, Xbox has that specialty joystick. So she's trying to get that, or I don't know if that's out yet, but she's wanting to get that. So, and the church, donations and stuff came in and got her a new van. So that, with the wheelchair accessible van. So she came over today and she was going to give me like $250 for it. And I couldn't take it. So I was just like, man, I said, look, Merry Christmas. I don't, and so she got me a gift card. She actually she took it home. I went over to her house to help her hook it up. And she deleted all my stuff. And she gave me a $50 gift card. And she wasn't gonna let me get out of the house with it.
Yeah.
And when Big Mama says, hey, you need to take this, you take it.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, that's good of you, man. I'm pretty sure that kid's gonna have a great rest of the year, and that's what life is about, man. That's you've had the X, man, and it wasn't that big of a difference. So I mean, hey, you can be good with the S or whatever. So
agreed. So I'll be happy with that. I got to hook that back up probably tomorrow. It's just I get to take it out of the other room, but I'll hook it up tomorrow. But we'll get into it. So you got the 2080 Ti, and you've hooked it up. So have you hired ray tracing? Have you got any ray tracing games going?
Not yet. But And only because I got Tomb Raider on the X, I got it on PS4 Pro. I'm not into that game. I didn't care for that game on any of them. It plays well, looks good. I'm just Tomb Raidered out.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so I think at this point I say I wasn't going to spend any more money getting it just to look and see what kind of ray trace lighting it had. But Battlefield's coming up, which I'm going to get that, and that does have ray tracing. So yeah,
yeah.
that's why we are. So being able to have have those things SLI should be able to get at least 1440p with ray tracing on ultra settings and everything. So
yeah, now you're talking. Now are you gonna be able to record some video or just to kind of see what ray tracing looks like when he's working for you?
exactly.
For Battlefield, yeah. Now you're talking. Nah, but they've yeah. I mean, when I saw that video, I was like, wow. I mean, that's all I could say was wow. I was even talking about it on my Red Dead stream. I said, well, you see this light here. I said, even though you could tell the difference in this lighter outside between the wood panels. I said, with ray tracing, this light will be shining through. Where it look like a sun ray would come through versus this just having light here. So that's the difference. So but yeah, now is there a huge performance difference in this and something called the 1080 Ti or 1070?
Well, yeah, there's a big difference between the 2080 Ti and the 1080 Ti. But it's not that big of a difference between the 2080 and the 1080 Ti. So if you have a 1080 Ti and you don't want to go balls to the walls for the 2080 Ti, just keep money. Do not go to the 2080. It's not that big of a difference. As a matter of fact, it's kind of the same thing. So yeah, there you have it. Go for the 2080 if you go hard and go home. That's what Pops always said. Go hard or go home. So don't half-ass it, and then in a couple of months you're talking about, oh, I wish I got the 2080 Ti. Nah, just do that. Just save your money and go for the gusto. I think my early days, I try, especially with TVs, you try to save $1 and you end up still being unfulfilled. You get this TV because it had HDR, but it wasn't the top of the line TV. And then months later, you're like, man, I should have got the higher tier TV. So you go and get the higher tier TV. I just can't forget that. I end up spending more money that way. Let me just get the money, even if I have to save it, just save it and then get the top of the line. That way I don't have to worry and wonder if my playing quality and experience could have possibly been better. That's why I went with the, OLED, 4K, LG. And that way I know for years my TV is good to go and I don't have to go and chase every single TV that's out there to try to get the best quality.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, you got to pay the cost to be the boss.
Yeah.
I definitand BB King, I mean, 1962, I think. I mean, somebody fact check, but that's one of my favorite songs. But
and keep in mind, Craig, when you do try to say, well, I'm gonna save a few bucks here.
Yeah.
All these new games that are coming out, like look at Battlefield, right?
Yeah.
That is built with like the 2080 Ti and ray tracing in mind. So all these games are going to be far more advanced than what those old cards could be able to take advantage of.
Yeah, so no, you're right.
If you try to skip out on a few bucks now, you're going to be crying later because the games are only going to get that much. I mean, think when Devil May Cry come out, and think with what's some more games that are coming out on PC and here in the near future in January and February and stuff like that.
Does Resident Evil come out on PC?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. And Resident Evil, you don't want to, be crying because it's just not worth it. Just save your little pennies until you can afford it, and get the best that you can get.
Yeah, no, I can't deny that. Yeah, you got to pay the cost, and of course, I'm going to have my special with the for the 4K TVs. Looks like the TCL was the best buy for the money. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, if you can go ahead and go above that and get the Q series, which I would avoid the Q series. I'm just warning people now. The Q series, there's no change except it's brighter.
Yeah.
That's it. So if you can find this is 2018, if you can find a 2017 Samsung TV, I think that's the MU series, get that one. I mean, I don't care if it's a 7,000, 8,000, 8,500. Sony, I'm not too sure about. I really got to look into them, but that shit's expensive. And LG, of course, you got to be the man with LG. But LG is, because I don't think their TVs project the color black. It's natural. So it's a gorgeous picture for the LG OLED. So
I tell anybody, man, wait. You can get online and get the C6 and the C6 and the B6 OLEDs for damn near $1,000 online. A lot of time, and it's the older version, but it still has 4K. It's still the 10-bit panel. It still has the best HDR. And so I have the C6 and the B6, but I bought those when they were brand new, a year and a half, 2 years ago. But get models like those. Going to get the new ones, there's really not that big of a difference. Some of them come with the surround sound built in. I have my own separate surround sound, so I kind of forego those. But I'm seeing these TVs like on Amazon and in different places for like $1,000, $1,100 sometime. And the 55-inch, those are great buys. You can't get a better picture quality than OLED. That's just, and don't worry about what do they call it? The latency and lag and stuff like that. Like, look, you're there to play Xbox and PlayStation games. You're not there to hook your TV up and try to run it at 144 hertz. Get a monitor if you're looking for that. But if you're looking for a great picture quality that you can't get anywhere else, get an OLED and call it a day. That way you can sleep and just know that you have the best that money can buy. Yes, there's obviously the new Samsung OLED and stuff like that. There's just different features that it have, but all together, to me, it just wasn't worth me spending the extra money to get that TV when the picture quality isn't that big of a deal. It's an OLED. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, and again, the Samsung, the 2018s are just brighter. And then they got that NU series. The NU series does not have active HDR. It has HDR compatibility, so it's passive. It's trash. You try to avoid I don't care. I mean, I tell you what. Now, if the missus says, "Oh, this is what we're going to buy," then you got to take it. You just got to be a man because you don't want to be on the couch. The hell with the couch. I mean, you can hold it. You don't have to open it. And then maybe you walk back in and something is returned, because that happens a lot. And because people are like, well, it doesn't look like what it showed, So, but I understand, but just stay away from the NU.
Yeah.
Not unless somebody forces it down your throat. Somebody says, I'm gonna buy it for you. All right, fine. But you guys don't buy that yourself. I'm just trying to help you out here.
Hey, shout out to Dark211. He said he'll wait for the RTX Titan instead of buying that 2080 Ti. The only problem with that is you don't know when that's going to come. And if I have the Titan V as well, on my desktop that I use for work. Keep in mind, unless you use some specialized software, man, that's not the best gaming card. That's that depending on the software you're using, it's not. The 1080 Ti is faster in most games than my Titan V.
Wow.
So it's because it's meant to have all the CUDA cores and all the separate SPUs and processors. It's meant for those to have a specific software to utilize. It's not really meant for gaming. These gaming developers don't create their games based on that specific hardware.
Yeah. And I'm happy where I'm at for now, because like I said, I tried to go in there and play big bank, take little bank, and I'm like, well, wait, this is a damn minute. Why is this shit costing way more this year than it did last year? And then that's what everybody reminded me about, the data mining and stuff like that. I'm like, well, that's nonsense, But then I do a little, I got a little Bitcoin, I got a little action going right there. So I'm like, all right, but it still sucks when you're trying to build something. But like I said, I got one more Infinity Stone to get this round. I got everything else here, I think. So I
Yeah.
was able to get a shout out to Uncompetitive. I was able to get a 1 terabyte hard drive. So that's it. Now it's time for the RAM, and I guess that's everything. Then I have to get, I guess, an operating system. So I'm gonna be looking around for that. Sick Humor, I see you in the chat. I'm gonna be coming to you for advice on that, bro. So I just want Windows. I don't know, Windows 7, Windows 10, whatever can run Anthem at 60 frames per second. I just want that operating system. So, but because I'm gonna be doing Anthem on PC. But all right, well, let's talk about Spider-Man now. Now, what was your impressions of Spider-Man? Because you did you finish it, and then did you do the Black Cat DLC?
I did. I platinumed the game. I haven't got into the DLC just yet. You know,
Yeah,
stuff kind of been wild the last couple of days. So
I understand that. Yeah, the DLC came out here Friday. So.
Brother been ducking the laws for the last couple of days.
You're right. Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I'll probably after this podcast I'll go jump on it. But man, I'm gonna be honest. After all the hours I put in that game and platinum it, that is not really at the top of my list right now. You got Red Dead, and then right before that was Call of Duty.
Yeah,
I already had a backlog of games that I haven't beat yet, let alone all the ones that are coming out now. And it's like, shit, man. I think I'm gonna have some games from my old days when I get ready to retire.
Yeah. Well, have you played Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Are you an Assassin's Creed guy?
I have that too. That's another one. I'm about 15 hours into that.
That's good. That's a good game.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. So I mean, there's not a shortage of gaming that can be had.
Yeah. Well, I know. Yeah.
Keep in mind, Craig, I still got Switch games that I just bought. So I have to
Tecmo Bowl. That's bringing back like memories of late night college sessions right there.
Oh yeah, man. You know, shout out to Jay Gotham. Well, we were playing, and I had to show him what old school is about, and I had to spank him.
Yeah.
Let him know. Before Madden, we had the real Madden, the real Tecmo Bowl. You know,
Tecmo Bowl, baby.
Yeah.
Friggin' Bo Jackson was so friggin'
exactly. Everybody had the Raiders. That was the team to get.
And that's the 49ers. Yeah, the 49ers were good too.
Yep. For some reason, he decided to choose the Cleveland Browns. So that ended how you thought it was going to end.
Yeah, they were bad even back then, guys. They actually had some. Well, they actually got to the AFC title game and lost back to back. So the Denver won and they got blown out in the Super Bowl. But yeah, but I saw those. I'm like, man, that's bringing back some old memories right there. So
exactly.
Yeah, but that looked fun though. Yeah, that was fun. Like, wow, I didn't know they had Tecmo Bowl on there. But yeah, that damn man, they get a Donkey Kong, and I may have to dive in. But it'll be after I get the RAM. I'm waiting on Black Friday. I'm excited. So because the RAM I'm looking for should drop tremendously. It should go down to under 89. That's what I was told. It is 149 right now.
Okay.
So it's 35 something, whatever the 3,500 something. So it's like 24 and 35. Maybe it's 24. It's gonna work. That's all. I was like, yeah, it'll work fine. So So yeah, it'd be good. But yeah, now I won't give away anything in the Spider-Man DLC, but it's implied that he went raw with Black Cat. That's all I can say. So now he's my second favorite superhero. I was telling Ryan, the professional, this last on his podcast. And, so I'm like, well, he's always gonna be behind.
Hey, Craig, I ain't gonna lie. I saw that cat suit she was wearing. I probably would have followed her too. I would have run with her too. She had a rump roast on her. Right up my territory. Right up my territory.
It's a good DLC, but man, oh man, yeah, this how they've been, and I gotta give some like a 10 on the DLC because they really captured the spirit of her, like the way she is in the comic book. That's the way she acts. You know, and the way Peter Parker's chasing her around, you know, because he's thirsty. That's just the best way to describe him. If you hear people say that dude's thirsty, just think about Peter Parker and that Black Cat thing. But yeah, the only other time he's been thirsty like that is with Captain Marvel in the comic books. But everybody's thirsty for Captain Marvel. Tony Stark wants Captain Marvel. Bruce Banner wants Captain Marvel. So you know, just it is what it is. She's Captain Marvel, for Christ's sake. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and move on then, because we're about winding it down here. So we'll talk about Paris Games Week because Sony Ben is over there just killing it with the zombie game Days Gone. So the Days Gone delay, did you think that was a big deal, or do you think, or I can't even call it, they moved the date? Why do you think they moved the date? Because it seems like the game is extremely popular. It's popular right now at Paris.
I think they moved it for two reasons. For one, it's a new IP, right? So anytime you hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. Anytime you have a new IP, people have, you know, the word of mouth isn't out. People, you know, it kind of has to stand on its own 2 feet. There is no history there. So that game was going against Metro, the Metro series, which is the Metro Exodus, is the newest, you know, game from that particular batch.
Yeah.
So that has history. Then you turn around and you have another game, Anthem. It's EA, right? Everyone's looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And then I think another game around that same time frame. Something was going to have to give, and I think they wanted to have that game to stand out on its own 2 feet. It's kind of like what they did with Horizon Zero Dawn. They didn't let that IP kind of sit out there and get clobbered, you know, and lost in the shuffle of 5, 6, 7 other games. Yeah. And so that's why I think they did. That was the right call. They could have did it, but I think they want to maximize the exposure, the marketing, and again, I think right now Sony can't lose. The last 4 to 5, 6 games they have been highly rated games. They've knocked it out the park, and I think they have that chemistry where they're at a point where their games are just going to be good. They're going to be great regardless. They're going to sell a lot, and yeah, we haven't seen a flop from Sony in a while. I don't think since last year, 2 years ago. So, you know, not everyone is going to sell 17, 20 to 20 million like The Last of Us and Uncharted, and, you know, 10, 11, 12 million like Horizon Zero Dawn. But shit, Spider-Man, I mean, look how that did.
Yeah, and I wonder what the real number is. I mean, I know Sony and Insomniac have that real number, but I've heard people say 10 million. I think it's closer to 6, 7. I think it's closer to 7.
I'll tell you this, Craig. You don't want to release that number right now for 2 reasons. For one, the number is going to go up much higher during Christmas time frame than it is during the summer. This game dropped in the summer. August is still considered the summertime, correct?
Sure.
All right. So they want that holiday money. They want that September, October, November, in maybe some into the December. But from what I hear, games aren't bought in December. People do their Christmas shopping months earlier. So that's when you got the Black Friday deals, and you got all the Cyber Monday deals and stuff like that. That's what they want. They want the big revenue. That's when the bulk of them sales will come. And Spider-Man is going to be at the top of the list. You got holidays, birthdays, and everything else. And that's when parents do shopping for the kids. The adults buy year round, but the kids have to wait and get their stuff on birthdays and Christmas.
True. I don't disagree. Yeah. I know whatever it is going to be immensely successful. So that's all I can say.
Yeah.
But big. I gave props to Insomniac. I played that game, and when I go back and play it on New Game Plus, I'm still really, 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 really having a good time with it. So just have a smile. It's like when I watch a Marvel movie, you know, I just always have a smile on my face. So, you know, just watching it, feel like a little kid. So, all right, well, bro, that's about all I have, man. Oh, what are you guys going out trick or treating? And what is your favorite? What's your go-to Halloween candy?
Yeah, we're gonna take the kids trick or treating through the neighborhood. My wife, we tend to throw a little Halloween party at the house and have coworkers and friends and stuff come over. So we'll do something. Last year I was run of Run DMC. So I had the gold chain, the gold rings and stuff like that, the black shirt and the Adidas on with the jeans. And my wife, she was dressed as a little naughty witch or whatever and stuff like that. And of course. Yeah, so we got the kid, we let the kids do their thing and the adults kind of do their thing. I don't have a best Halloween candy, but the worst has to be that damn candy corn.
Oh,
that has to be the worst.
Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, yeah. That should be outlawed.
Hey, that's equivalent to handing out fruit cakes during Thanksgiving. Like, who actually eats that stuff?
Yeah, well, I'm a Butterfinger guy. If I can't, my go-to is Mr. Good Bar because you gotta have a. Well, now it's just Mr. Good. They drop Good Bar, so they named that candy bar after yours truly. So I always Mr. Good Bar, but if not, I like that Butterfinger because I never could find a Butterfinger when I was a kid that wasn't already broken. And so when you did find one, it was like you told all your friends about it. I had a Butterfinger and it didn't break. Oh, really? That's so cool.
Right.
But yeah. All right. What about you and your family's? Your last question. Your family's favorite Halloween movie, like a good scary movie or suspense movie that you guys like to watch. Jump scares. Maybe not gore, but some jump scares.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this, man. The scariest movie to me ever growing up has to be The Exorcist, but Friday 13th. I mean, not Friday 13th. Nightmare on Elm Street is still the scariest series ever to me. That is still, that whole series. I mean, Freddy, that's a wrap. That is, I think that will go down in history as being the definitive. Yeah, you got your Michael Myers and you got your Jasons, but Jason kind of fell off when they did Jason X and Jason goes, and all those corny ones and stuff. But that Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I still have not been able to watch Amityville Horror, the original. It traumatized me when I was a kid. I can't watch it. I tried to watch it 3 more times, but like I can't do it. I can't do it. So I'm just traumatized by that movie. So I was watching it at a friend of mine's house, and this is back in Cincinnati, back in the 70s, of course. And there was a station called On TV. It was like one cable channel, and that movie came on, and I was watching it, and I ran home, and I lived right across the street. I ran across the street screaming, a little kid. So, and banged on the door. Couldn't sleep that night. So Thomas Hanks had Hellraiser. Yeah, that was a good one too. So yeah, I'm still scared of that movie. It's been like 50 years. I can't watch it. You're right. Well, bro, that's all I had, man. I'm telling you, man. This is, like I said, this is the PORCHlyTE podcast. I appreciate you jumping on real quick. And I don't think you want to know the score of the Texas is only down 10 points. It's not bad. So, but well, Louisville got throttled again today. They didn't have to fire their coach. So, but yeah, bro, got anything you want to add? Any games you're looking forward to? You're just gonna keep grinding on that Red Dead?
Yeah, I'm gonna just Red Dead and just some Black Ops.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, hit me up tomorrow on that Black Ops, because that was funny watching you 3 hide in that bathroom.
Yeah, man, that was funny.
I'm like, are you kidding me? You all paid to go hide in the bathroom.
Right.
So yeah. But all right then, man. We'll let you off here. Guys, this is the PORCHlyTE, and glad J-Dub was able to jump on here real quick. And Vieratron, I saw you in the chat. What up to you? Everybody that came by, thanks for coming by. Trey BK, man, thanks for rolling through. Savage Yugu, the Almighty Spartan God, Chris Cobra. You guys are cool as hell. You always show up, and I do appreciate it. So that is it, guys. The PORCHlyTE is on, and I am going into the house. Take it easy.